Hey, I'm Sparkles. I'm a music producer. I'm probably most well known for my work with my band Area 11. We've had 2 charting albums and a load of good singles too. Over the years, I've pretty much used every single DAW, but I was really looking for something a couple of years ago which would be able to work on both my Mac laptop and on my PC desktop. I was also having some problems with Pro Tools at the time. I wasn't really happy with how it worked, and I come from Logic. So I felt that Pro Tools, although I'd been using it professionally for about 4 or 5 years, I was never really happy with it. And in my search for a new DAW, I came across Studio One, which I hadn't heard of before. This was about 2 years ago. And what I liked about it was that I could move between my Mac laptop and my PC desktop and keep the projects and all the settings. At the time, I really just knew Presonus as a manufacturer of audio interfaces, and I'd used a few of their sort of lower level ones in project studios early on in my career. But this was kind of my reintroduction to the company, and I reached out on Twitter to Presonus when I was using the demo version of Studio One and sort of said, wow, this is incredible. And they were while I was using the demo of Studio One, I reached out to Presonus on Twitter and sort of congratulated them on creating a really good piece of software. It reminds me a lot of Logic, but with kind of more of the power features of Cubase or Pro Tools. They very kindly responded to my tweet and actually sent me a license code so I could be up and running with the full version straight away, which was great of them. And I've been working with Presonus since then on a lot of different projects. And honestly, I think it's the DAW I'll use for the rest of my life. It's everything that you would want out of a DAW, and it's only getting better and better. All of our recent singles with the band have been mixed using Studio One, and right now it's pretty much my exclusive DAW. I only go back to Pro Tools if the project requires, for example, someone sends me a Pro Tools file, but I will usually move it into Studio One. I love the integration with mastering. I love that it has its own masterer. It very much, again, reminds me of Logic back in the day, which had its own mastering sort of add-on, which was really cool. Can't remember what it was called. Happy 10th anniversary, Studio One. Here in my small home studio, I use the Studio 24C. It's a Presonus interface, and it integrates amazingly into Studio One, as you'd expect. I also have the Atom Pad, which you can see just there, which I use for creatively making new compositions. I've only just got hold of it, thanks to Presonus for sending me that, and I'm just sort of been using it on a few tracks, sort of getting used to it, and I'm finding it to be a very creative tool and very fun to use. For future updates of Studio One, I'd love if you guys would include a full screen mode, so you could properly full screen it with no borders and things like that. I think that would be super useful and super cool.